Hi, so good morning, guys. I have started, as you already know, I have started this Golang tutorial, right? And the first lecture which I have took was already, about the basic, how to install and what is Golang, why it is required, how come it came into the industry, and is it required you to learn that Golang language or not. So this is my second video where the basic of the Golang I will be starting, like what are data types, what variables, how variables are defined here, because this is completely different than Python, right? So let's begin this topic, right? So what happens is, this is the playground app which I have shown you in my earlier video. You can just go check out my previous video and install the Golang and get started. So this is how we define, everything is a package here, so we have to give a name to the package. Right now I've given a package name is main. Then I'm importing. What is this import? This is how we have modules in Python, right? Here it is just like a module, which is an inbuilt module. So it has lot of other things, like if I'll say fmt in Golang, I'll show you just. Okay, so what all things we have here, say this is the Golang documentation link. You can just check it out. So what all things we can do is all these things: scanning, format error, printing, and all those things, right? You can just come here and check what all things are there which fmt package is having. Okay, I'll just give an example of it. Like, let's say this is fmt.sprint, then fmt.printf, okay, scanf, okay, all these things you can just check it out. So here what this program is doing, it is a basic main function, right, which is required in all languages other than Python, right? In Python also we need a main function, but you know we can take care of it without that also sometimes. Here it is like, in the main function I am just printing this hello, which I've shown you in my previous video also. So this is just printing hello, right? So this is hello. Okay, so here if I'll show you, this is how we can initiate a function. This is a name of the function, and this is how we define a function. Okay, this is fmt, which is a package name, which is an inbuilt package name, dot println. Println is just the command which we are taking from the package, right? Printing this word, and ln is next line. Okay, so here we have, we'll be discussing about the data types and variables in Golang. So what data types are, or what variables, why it is required? Variables, if you are new to any programming language, variable is nothing but we need something to store some values, right? So so variables are required. Okay, here are different variables, like characters are there, float points are there, integers are there, negative integers, uint, all those things are there, right, in this programming language. And arrays are there, maps are there in this Golang. So it is kind of similar to C language. It is very fast, like C language, and it has lot of benefits. This language is very good. You just start learning this language. So how do we define a variable in this language? This is where is how we define a variable. And let's say we have to give a name like hello Amit, right? So what do we have to do is, we have to just write this, and we can just do this. And because we are using formatting, so we have to do printf. Okay, see, it came, right? Hello Amit. So you might have noticed that I have not mentioned any data type here, right? Which means whatever I give, it will take it accordingly. What, like, same like happens in Python. If you are familiar with Python, you must be knowing that, right? But you can define it. You can define it. If I'll say string, because string is a data type here, it will take it. But if I'll say int, it will throw an error, right? Cannot use Amit. So this is how things happen here. Okay, so this is first variable which I have created. I also want you to simultaneously try it out. If you with me, what I am doing, you just have to try it out, because if you'll start doing it on your own, then that learning will come, and you'll be very good at things like how to use variables and all those things. And also there is a website named Exorcism. Yeah, this one. So you can just go here and you can just start doing exercises here, because this is a really nice uh, a website where you can learn Go. I have found out few bugs here, a lot of bugs are here, but still for a newbie it is good. The another way we can define is, you just have to remove this and you have to put a colon here. This is how also we can define. Okay, yeah, this is also how we define a variable. So what variables can be, how the naming convention of a variable should be. There are few variables which you cannot write a variable name like this. Okay, starting with a number, unexpected name, and you cannot write it like this, or you cannot give a space, like first space name, you cannot give it like this. Hey, this is also throw an error, right? So variable name should be either with a underscore. This is very general. This is how in every programming language we usually write it like this only, right? Then you need not define a variable directly here. You can just say first name should be a string, and you don't have to define it. Then at some point of time you want that, okay, first name equals to Amit, right? So it will take it. So this is also this is how also you can define it. Then this is what we have seen is a string variable. We similarly there will be an int variable also. Let's say 007, right? Okay. So this is how we define int. Then there is like integer can be negative and positive both, right? So if you want just positive integers, you can just say uint. Uint will take only positive integers, like this, uint. Okay, then similarly we have float, similarly we have arrays, similarly we have maps. So moving forward in another videos, I'll be taking help of maps, taking help of arrays and all those things. So I'll just go through this exercise, one small exercise. Hello world here in exorcism.com. This is the link, you can just come here and check it out. Okay, I have already written. So this is like, what will be the, this will be the instructions written here, that you have to just say a hello world like this, okay, and run all the tests. So what I've done is I have created a package, then a function. Functions will return something, right? So here, whatever you are returning, you have to define it, like what should be the outcome. Once you have written func, which is a function starting of a function definition, then the name of the function, then inside it, if you want to use something, like let's say this function we are calling from somewhere and it is passing some values, right? So we have to capture those values here, right? So for that we need to put it here, but if there is nothing, we can leave it blank. Then this is string, which means this function will return a string. So see how we are returning a hello world, right? This is the first basic exercise. Okay. Okay, this will be too much complex for you guys right now. Let's see this one. Determine if a word or a phrase is an isogram. What is an isogram? An isogram, also known as a non-pattern word, is a word or phrase without a repeating letter. However, spaces and hyphens are allowed to appear multiple times. Example of isogram is lumberjacks. Word or phrase without repeating a letter. However, spaces and hyphens are allowed to repeat. Right, you have understood, right? So this is a example where there'll be a word. In that word there shouldn't be repeating numbers, but these spaces and hyphens can repeat. Okay, so what I have done here is package name, I have given isogram, then I'm importing strings. So what are strings here? Strings in Golang. Just check the packages out here. What all things strings can do? See, replace all these things strings can do. So what I am doing is, first, by the way, this is how we in all programming languages we have something called uh, not getting the name, we quotes, right? We just have to not quotes. I'm not getting a name right now. So we have created a function is isogram, then word, then string. See how this isogram is taking a word which is a string, right? Which means this is an argument. Argument is type of string. And what will be the return type? Return type will be a boolean, right? Then this word equals to string dot replace all word. So whatever, let's say lumberjack is there, right? So if there is a space in between, let's say this hyphen is there, if there is a hyphen in between, I'll remove all the hyphens with uh, with nothing, and if there is space in between, I'll remove all those spaces with nothing, right? This is the two things which it is written. However, spaces and hyphens are allowed. Only these two things are allowed which we don't want multiple times, right? Then I'll put a two lower. Two lower means making everything. Let's say this should be capital. This small and capital are two different things in any language, right? And here also it is the same. Okay, then it is variable x equals to make maps. Maps I have not taught you, but maps is basically how dictionaries in Python looks like. Okay, then I am defining count as 0. Then if length of word is greater than 0, length of word is greater than 0, which means there is something which is like this lumberjack, something is there, then only it should work. For I range word, right? So what it will do is it will just go one by one in this word. If underscore comma okay x string I. So if why I have taken this string I is because if you iterate through this word, so this is giving the ASCII value of it, and if you pass that ASCII value inside a string, it will give you that word, that character. Okay, if that character so see this, I have created a I have told you that this is a dictionary, right? If that character is present inside the dictionary, so I'll increase a count. I'll increase that word. I'll give a value to that word. Let's say L. Okay. Once L came inside, X was L was there. If it was there, I'll add 1 to it. If it is not there, I'll just assign a value that L should have a value of 1. Right? So like that this happens. And if count, I've given this count also. If count is 0, written true. If count is not 0, written false. Which means if L is coming multiple times, so which means count will become 1, right? And it will return false. So this is how all the test cases pass, and I've cleared this exercise. So there are very exercises which will need your mind, and full concentration will be required, and you learn a lot of things while doing this. This is how I learned, and you'll also learn it. So ending this video, from next video I'll be telling you about the maps, data types, data types more we'll be talking. So what I thought was, let's not just focus on learning basic things. Let's just directly go inside the language itself, just start doing exercises, and I'll be teaching you with the exercism only, and taking the exercises one by one. You'll get to know more, like how things have happened and what thought process was there which I used, right? So thank you. Please do like and share this video, and comment what all things you are facing problems in, and I'll be very happy to help.